Okay, so
After
reviewing some stuff, it kind of sounds like you need to start over. I mean, yeah, I think. I don't know.
Well,
what do you want to do?
I don't know. You can.
I mean, I could go through the corrupted ending again.
Yeah, I would just go through the corrupted ending again, just because I'm not sure if it would matter. But
there are certain things I can help you with, but your thoughts and memories are your own.
So it kind of sounds like you can't just do this from any old green shift.
Yeah.
You need to like
go directly to green shift and then hop right in there.
Which is quite weird. Aside from the other things that I've been reading about the timing being really precise. And they're like, oh yeah, well it's not that precise because a few milliseconds. I'm like, okay guys, if I have to do this within a second, that's too precise. I'm sorry.
All unprovable actions will be purged. Any
do you want to know something even better?
Will remain intact.
Something else that I read is that there's two white
reliable.
endings based off of. Well, so it's really easy to get to the second one. So I'll tell you.
Oh my god.
So, but yeah, so basically we're gonna want to do this twice if that's accurate.
Well.
So we'll have to see if we can get the timing down even once, because like I don't know what to say about the ridiculous timing that this even wants you to do. So, all right, directly
you
to
were in
the
there
blue
for
dude.
almost 2 hours. What were you doing all that time?
I don't even know anymore.
Ending. All right.
Sometimes I get concerned that false memories are being...
I think you and I remember things differently.
Okay, we are now in the green shift.
Now in a fresh green shift.
Alright, we're straight to the terrace.
This is all a very good sign.
I want to wait until it is 9:19.
Yes.
Go right to the drawer. Open the drawer.
Yes.
Wait until 20. Go to the bedroom. So I don't know if you want to like have the little timer thing and tell me when it's been 16 seconds from 20.
Yeah, sure.
Because people were saying that
It
mattered.
has to be exactly 16 seconds, basically.
Yeah.
So let us pull up my handy dandy phone and just time it, because as it turns out,
Other people were saying that you could time it from when you entered here.
Yeah. Or the music.
Or the
other
music.
things, but we'll try the 16 seconds because it's the most scientific of just 16 seconds.
This one is supposed to be 19 and 1 second for me to open it, so I'm like, ugh. I hope I can do this.
Whatever. Cool.
Open the drawer, because they said that looking at the pictures and stuff does not matter. You just need to open the drawer.
Okay, cool.
So, and then when this turns 20,
I'll hit the start.
hit the start. Yep. This is so stressful.
Yeah, I sure am having a lot of fun right now.
I want this to work. I'm not always a completionist in games, and frequently not if there's lots of stuff, but this game is so short.
I know, you feel like you should be able to get everything
I should be able to do this.
I feel like this game, if you know everything, could actually be beaten in like half an hour.
Yeah. I'm just staring at that clock. I'm like...
Alright.
Did you set it?
Yep. We're going 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
The picture
7,
is not on the floor.
8,
I don't know if that matters.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Zoom.
Nope.
we have to have done it wrong. We should have popped up then.
Yep. I don't understand. I don't understand what I'm missing. The picture of the kid is not on the floor, and I don't know why.
Is it supposed to be?
Somebody mentioned that too, and some people said it mattered, and some people said it didn't matter. I don't know if I didn't open the drawer at the right time.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Don't you prefer to stay in control? Let's get back to the job at hand.
I don't know. I don't know if you can do it from... Some people said as long as you didn't have any other endings in your run.
You are doing so much better than before.
I'll try it. Because I feel like we can't have missed anything else in this game.
I don't think so. We've gone out of our way to interact with everything. If it's 1 second, do you like want to stand a little closer to it? Yeah, like I can see you like kind of hedging your bets and all that. I don't know if it like makes it an issue to read or something, but
It's like I'm not. I want.
Yeah, I can't read
I
it.
can't read it.
yeah. Nope, I know what you mean. I can barely read it from here. You can sprint over.
I know. I have been.
Yeah. It's like glue down the L1 button that they never tell you about in
Again. Yeah.
in any part of the introduction or. Alright,
Okay.
I think that was within 1 second.
That better have been.
I don't
Can't
think
go
you can
too
do
much
it any
faster than
faster.
that.
Yeah. Alright. Getting out my timer.
I also don't know if when they meant that you had to go right here, if I have to like restart. I feel like it should not be this hard.
I agree.
Because this also doesn't seem like it should be a skill-based game. Nothing else in here
Yeah, it's
is
like
skill-based. This is
timing-based
like
or
an
anything.
exploratory game. Did you start
Yep,
it?
Yep, starting. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, zoom. Yeah, it would have popped up now.
What the hell? I don't know what else is missing. Like I said, the picture is not on the floor, which it was in some of them. I don't know which picture that would be. Oh, was that there before? Oh, yeah, that was.
Yeah, I was there before. There's a whole bunch of pictures that would be there that aren't.
Hmm.
But
I don't know what to do anymore. It's so frustrating.
Yep. I'm ready to call it and just tell people, like, hey, if you want to see the ending, just go watch. There are videos of people doing it, and we can't do it, and that's a terrible thing, and the game designers should feel bad about it.
Yeah.
Like,
That's disappointing.
do you want to call it? Or,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I mean, there's nothing else to be done. I don't know how else to
Yeah.
follow these instructions.
I don't know what else to do on it, but I don't know. We can do a closing thoughts thing, because I have a lot to say about this game. I don't know if you do. I mean, like, so even aside from all this frustration with the ending, the thing I think that's been nagging me the most about this game is that I've completely lost faith that they're telling a story. Because I feel like the game is obviously a mystery. You have no idea what happened, what happened to your wife, is she dead, you know, like what happened to her, what was with that freaky voicemail message that you got and all that, what's going on with this government project that like gets canceled in the end and stuff like that. And so what they do in every single new instance of information is they just throw more cryptic shit at you and never give you an answer about something happening.
Yeah.
I feel like the total facts that we have in this game are like, you are a researcher, you have some kind of wife person, probably wife, like 99%, but even that she could be your sister or something like that. You don't actually know. You're using this memory altering machine. And I don't know if there's anything else you can think of to add to that, but I'm just thinking like facts that we know are true in this game. Everything else is just kind of thrown in there. A lot of it's contradictory. Like, I was actually, if you saw me messing with my phone, it wasn't just looking up things in the ending, it was things that I was making a list of that we never get more information on. Like, the names getting crossed off on the list is never addressed again.
There's an obituary with some of those people, but it's not clear why or how they died.
Yeah, so it's like, am I murdering them? Like, what is this thing? It's just weird stuff that the game developers
I'm actually going to see if I can read those obituaries, but you can keep talking. I'll just fast forward.
Yeah. So everything about what the scientists were fighting about, it was clear that this device had some kind of like bad effect, but they never talk about what it's doing or kind of like why it might be doing it, anything more about how it's working or the people involved or anything. They just say, yeah, there's problems with the machine, and we're just going to say some kind of vague stuff about not really liking the way the experiment's moving.
Nah, it's pretty hard to read. There's a reason I didn't read them before, I guess.
Yeah. The memo talking about how the guy threw his watch into the machine and it stopped working or stopped recording time for like half an hour or something is a total red herring. They imply that some kind of time travel is going on or something like that and then never address it again.
Yeah.
Then the thing talking about, I'm worried that there are false memories that are being implanted.
Doesn't pan out as well.
Maybe that's addressed in the white ending. They kind of point out like what the other memories are. Because admittedly, I'm saying all this not having seen the white endings. Or for all I know, they do tie everything together with that.
That's funky.
That's weird. I think it's just a rendering error though.
I think it is too, but it's a pretty funny one.
The AI and whether or not the AI is a person or not, or shutting down the AI, and then you later on cannot shut down the AI.
Because you're stuck in the simulation, potentially.
Yeah, when they talked about how, like, having the AI, like, melded with the people who were using it until they became
and the
kind
order,
of dependent.
The order for shutting down the project also talked about somebody going in and basically being stuck and couldn't be retrieved.
Yeah, it never came out. Yeah, and so is that me, I guess? Like, am I just trying to get out of the system?
Yeah, but if it's you, how can you read the memo about it? That's really confusing.
Yeah, I don't know. And so at the end of the day, like, that's my overwhelmingly largest critique on this, is that at the end of this kind of story that we're supposed to have been trying to piece together, I strongly believe that the game developers did not have a story they were telling. They just kind of had some weird ideas and were throwing random stuff at you and kind of just calling it art and calling it a day. And so, if you are a game developer and I'm doing you a huge injustice, I sincerely apologize. Like, I do love experimental games, and that's part of why I'm so emotional about this. So I wanted this to be awesome, and to run into it, and to just have, like, nothing come out of all the time that we spent on it, where I can't say, oh, there was this, like, really involving story, I was super interested in the people, or plot twist, or it was such a mind bender, I like, had all these, like, new ideas that I never thought of, like, this was just like 2 hours of weird stuff shown to me on a screen at the end of the day. Yeah.
But so I really I didn't really know what to think about this game when we started playing it. I was kind of lukewarm about it, and then I started really enjoying it. I really so in contrast to Aaron, I really like having the extra stuff to read in the game. I like having little kind of memos and emails and journal entries and all that stuff. I think that's really cool. As long as, you know, you get some other stuff and you actually go somewhere. So I was like, no, we still have one more shift to do, and, you know, there's at least one more ending, probably 2 more endings, you know, stuff will be revealed. Because this game is so short, my interpretation was, you know, they're not going to do the final payoff until the very, very end. Because...
And that's an important thing, just kind of for what happened off camera. Because we ended the last stream, and I was so frustrated in that game, and that didn't feel really good. That's not what I kind of want to be focusing on with this. And Jen was like, no, calm down. Like, there's still multiple endings, because we'd only just gotten to the green shift. We hadn't even seen that ending. And so things could get tied together there, and so just kind of hold off on it, and we'll kind of see what actually happens at the end.
But at this point, I feel like, unless if you get the white ending, you literally get kind of like the Star Wars scrolly screen of here's what happened.
And actually, I will make a quick promise on that. We will go and watch the white ending, and if the white ending does tie everything together, I will make a new video apologizing for everything that I've said on this. If it does tie everything together,
it's not
and
going
I'm
to
like, wow,
happen, though.
But yeah, like, that's why I'm willing to make that promise, is that it's not going to happen.
So,
and again, if it does, I swear to God,
so
I'll make a new video
things
just
that the game
apologizing.
did that I really enjoyed. I really like that they had a small space and they utilized it very well. We've watched some games that like expansive things, and it's an adventure type game, so you go around and you're like poking everything in the room. Here, there's only so many things for you to look at, so when you're trying to find the new place to go, you kind of know what you can go looking at or not. And so that felt really good, because I was like, I know it has to be here somewhere. And for up until trying to get into Green Shift, it was even getting into Green Shift, I'm still mad about not being told that I could run, because you told me every other control that I could do except for running. But assuming that they had told us, even that was kind of like hinted at, because you kind of, if you got to the room early enough, you kind of see the door was open. Yeah, you saw
the door, there was some white light coming there and all that, so okay.
All of that was really good. I felt like I was making progress. It was great. And then in Green Shift going to White Shift, why did we switch to having to use a timer in order to do this? Now, other people have said things like it's music cues, whatever. That's still timing related, and I can't find anything inside the game that indicates to me that I have to do this so exactly. And if I have to start from the beginning, if that's true, that you have to like completely start over and like go beeline right for the white ending.
If you miss the timing.
Are you serious? Like Are you serious? Really? I can't just like be going around and like make it to the white ending, because no other shift makes you do that. You could even get back to blue shift from green shift accidentally.
I know, by accident.
And
one thing real quick with white shift is that if you want to have a super secret ending that only a couple people ever get to see, it's super duper hard to do and whatever, that's actually okay, as long as it is the after credits Easter egg that shows you a little bit more and is just kind of satisfying. You're just really happy to see Nick Fury and that he's pulling the Avengers together. You're like, that's just neat. It's been announced, the movie's coming out, and so we like know that that's coming up at the end of Iron Man. But just seeing that like kind of quick Easter egg scene, like, that's just neat. And I'll go and I'll watch it online, and if I didn't sit through all the credits while I was actually in the movie theater, I'm not like that offended that I just had to go look at it online. So if it's not plot critical, it's fine. But the fact that in the Green Shift we still have no reasonable ending. In fact, Green Shift made things even more confusing by just saying that like all of your memories here are invalid and they're going to be purged out.
I actually feel like
what?
I actually feel like Green Shift is almost like the climax of the story, because we've gotten in and it's kind of like this is actually being shut down. Somebody got stuck in there and stuff like that, and it's kind of like, oh, we're gonna learn a thing, and this is finally gonna reveal all of the stuff, and then I just can't go any further because White Shift is crazy.
Yeah. So we'll have to see. Like, again, we'll watch White Shift, kind of see what is on kind of that final ending, but...
And, like, when we were looking up kind of how to do this and looking at the forums and stuff, I did see people mention that, like, what they thought Nilo, whatever, was trying to do was kind of, like, get some community to solve it, like have it be kind of a tricky thing so that people to solve it. But I'm like, how do you solve a precise timing puzzle like that
with no cues that you should even be looking in that area? Because like, let's not forget that this is also asking you to open a random drawer
that has nothing in it, and that only ever had a flashlight in it before.
Yes, way in the beginning of the game. It didn't matter at any point beyond this. So you have to open that at a precise time on the clock, which is not the moment you walk in. You have to actually chill and then go and do that, and then wait for another minute and then go and run over. So it's not even like just getting things in the right order. There's long pauses of not doing anything. And so it's like trying to do a maze where not only is the maze invisible, so you can't even tell if you're like walking around in the right places, the maze is moving so that the door you have to get through will slide past you if you time it wrong, and you couldn't even see that it was there. And so props to the people that did eventually figure this out. Like, they must be really, really dedicated people, and that's awesome.
I think they said that they streamed for like several hours before they got to it, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, okay. It ceases to be fun for me because one of the things that I was thinking when we were going through this, and we went back out and he said, did you find the error code?
Yeah.
And I did. I found the error code in the memo. Except the error code has nothing to do with white shift as best I can tell.
Yeah.
Error code is a number that's like 553 something, blah, blah, blah. And that has nothing to do with waiting until 9/19/01 and waiting until 9/20/16.
Yeah.
Like, that has nothing to do with it. If, in fact, the error code was like, oh, you have to go here and use these numbers.
Yeah.
Oh, so something else that I was thinking with this game is that the way that it's set up is it reminds me of escape room puzzle things. So you start out, you're in like one space, and you kind of have to mess around until you find something that allows you to do something else. So in this game, you first had the woodland ridge, and you're there, and you kind of walk around, and I forget exactly what happens, but then they're like, oh good, come back, and you get another room. And so we kind of unlocked something. And then we go to the next room, which was the office, I think.
Yep.
And we go in the office, and we kind of mess around with that, and we do different things. We got the look closer, so we kind of zoom in, and it says, remember when you saw the blue
screen.
butterfly?
Yep.
So stuff like that was really cool, and I was really enjoying that. And so I feel like we lost that once we got into Green Shift. There's no puzzle that I can solve here.
Yeah.
If the internet didn't exist and no one else had ever played this game and no one ever talked about this game, this would be the end of the game for me.
With nothing but cryptic thing piled on cryptic thing piled on cryptic thing.
And I wouldn't even know if the game was over or not. I just know that I couldn't do anything else, and that doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm more disappointed because it was doing so well. And it was fun, and it was interesting, and I liked the atmosphere that kind of was like weird, a little bit creepy. You know, I'm glad that there weren't any jump scares.
Yeah.
But
a very serious fear that we had going into it.
Yeah. Jump scares, not cool. And I really wanted it to be good, and I wanted it, like, even if it was a really simple story, I would have been okay with it if it was just like, you know, your kid died, and you/your partner are really upset about it, and you try to deal with it by doing one thing, and she feels isolated and like kills herself or something. If that's the story, that's fine, but you didn't finish telling it.
Yep.
I don't know.
And it's okay for the story to be that simple when it's presented in a really interesting way.
And I still, like I even if that was the story, the fact that I went into this and there was this cool memory thing that I was dealing with, and like reading all about that and the machine and all that, it was just cool all in its own right. A cooler story probably would have been that you like made up the whole thing, but also kind of expected, unfortunately. So
yeah, it's pretty hard.
It's hard to accept the trope.
In M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong's world, it's pretty easy
you
to
are
be
the
like,
machine.
yeah, exactly, you are
like,
the machine,
what?
or something like that. Yeah, everybody expects that huge twist. But no, even just kind of like a fairly simple thing of you are trying to figure out what happened to this person. You eventually realize that, oh, well, she left you, she died or whatever, that your character is dealing with it, and then maybe there's like one actually false memory that you, the viewer, have to pick out as, wait a minute, there's two that this is me having a false memory here, or something like that.
Yeah.
That would have been a perfectly acceptable way to approach this, and would have kept all the game's strengths, which is this very small environment. Like, the amount of things that they got done with only like
4
4
rooms.
total rooms is awesome.
It was
and that's
so
a really
cool.
crisp piece of game design. I loved being able to change your environment by like looking at the clocks and stuff like that. It going from, oh, this is my nice home, to murder room, which like because now all of a sudden now it's dark and like all the flowers are knocked over and all that. It's like, what happened here? Like it's this really dramatic shift that ultimately didn't need a whole new zone.
You go there right after receiving the voice message that was like, come home, and it was really
like
just
crying,
dry. And it's like, are you asking me to come home because you're like lonely? Are you asking me to come home because you're scared? Are you asking me to come home because somebody broke into the apartment? Like,
Who knows? Not us, because you didn't say so. But I don't know.
I don't know. It like ultimately it's a short game, and it's not like we spent 60 hours in 4 rooms.
Yeah.
Although you could if you kept trying to get to
You
White
kept
Shift.
trying to do that, yeah.
But I don't know.
I think that would be my message to Nile Games too. Is that, like, you had some wicked cool ideas here, and the disappointment is from wanting you to succeed. Like you were you had something that was almost wicked neat, and I would be like tomorrow going into work and telling all my friends like, dude, go get this game. This is sick.
I'm still so sad that we didn't stream when we were playing Firewatch, because it's the same thing.
For you, like, we have kind of opposite opinions on that. Of like, I was okay with the ending of Firewatch, she was not, whereas I'm really not okay with this, and you were pretty much okay with it.
I really wanted to support it, and like I said, if you had waited until the last moment to like expose the whole story, that would still be okay. It's a short game. You're allowed to do that, but you do need to do it.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, hearts out to all of you, fellow people. I appreciate that you tried something new and different and all that, and despite the fact that we spent the last like half an hour just like ragging on you, I definitely want to kind of end on a more positive note of like, there was lots of stuff that we did like about the game. We really, really wanted you to succeed. If you release another game, I'll definitely be taking a look at it.
For sure.
And so
there was so much cool stuff about this. So much really cool like world building stuff, and like the music was very cool. The sound effects and just kind of the way you use the colors and all of that. It's like, it's really neat.
Yeah. And so
maybe next time.
There you go. That's perfect. So I think that's it for the stream tonight. Thanks everybody for watching.
We'll be back on Friday.
Yep.
At 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Sounds good. Bye-bye.
Bye.